Another risk for severe thunderstorms on the way Friday. Hey, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tom Wachs. Just before 9:45 on Thursday night, August 20th, reporting from home tonight. Let's talk about the severe weather threat because I know a lot of folks are on edge after Tuesday night and how quickly that threat ramped up. We had a tornado out of it and straight line wind damage. So let's talk about what we're expecting here for our Friday. And I'll show you the latest data just coming in here tonight. And it shows a cluster of thunderstorms developing with what we call a low-level jet stream to our northwest overnight. Here's 7 a.m. and you can see the storms coming in from the northwest. So between 7 and noon, we could see strong thunderstorms with gusty winds and heavy rain. Could see a half an inch to an inch of rain if this hits us just right. So again, this is a morning batch of showers and thunderstorms. Then the question becomes, do we become unstable after round one? I know you've heard this story before, right? It's going to play out again where round one will determine what then happens with a possible second round in the later part of the afternoon hours. So let's take a look at this. So the latest computer model data does generate thunderstorms primarily late in the afternoon. Let me take you back. This is now round one, which really this model doesn't depart the area of southeastern Wisconsin until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then by about 5 o'clock to 6 p.m., we start to see storms develop, not get overly strong, and then everything kind of fizzles out later in the evening. So that is good news. So what this data is showcasing is that round one would stabilize the atmosphere enough in its wake to not produce strong thunderstorms for round two. Problem is, we never fully trust model data, right? Look at just the other day where it went from looking literally like nothing to suddenly looking like, uh-oh, it's something. And then it ramped up as we went throughout the day. So this first round is really going to dictate round two. And I think round one could be strong. That's going to be more in the way of wind. So let's talk if we see a round two, what we're expecting. So let's take a look here. Number one, I want to show you this is a forecast computer model sounding for Friday evening. And a couple of things here. If you look towards the center of the screen, this is showing what we call unidirectional wind flow, meaning that the wind is out of the same direction with height, meaning strong winds would be the main threat. However, we saw this the other day. Same type of a wind flow. If we see a linear system develop like we did on Tuesday, we can get embedded rotational structures within that. And I think that is a possibility as we go into that second round should it develop. Something else I want to show, this particular model is showing the potential hazard type as severe, meaning not so much tornadic, but if you look, SFC is surface-based CAPE over 3,000. So we'll have to watch for that. Now I want to show you the NATOcast viewer, and if you followed me here, you know that I really like this computer model, so let me adjust this for you. This actually has, this is from older data, not the newest data, but it does show a decent tornado risk across northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and we need to watch for that. This is the wind risk, sizable, in the same area, and then the hail risk also sizable. And finally, I want to show you the severe weather risk area. Let me adjust that for you. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. This is their day 2 outlook. It's showing a marginal risk. Let me show you, however, their risk for tornadoes somewhat matches what we saw with that NATOcast product. All right, so even though the slight risk or level 2 is out in Nebraska, the tornado risk is here. So you might be wondering, why aren't we under a higher risk? I think there is uncertainty with round one, but this risk could go up. Wind, there's a risk, and hail, there is a risk. So What's the takeaway from all of this? The takeaway is that, could this end up being like Tuesday night? Maybe. If we end up seeing more of a linear structure, I do think that there could be a tornado risk with round two, not with round one. Round one is going to be powered by instability higher up in the atmosphere. So that's more of a wind threat for the morning. And then as we head into the latter part of the day, I think it again would be probably sometime after 4 p.m. when we see a stronger system develop. The sunnier and warmer we get, especially if we do in between round one and round two, the stronger round two could be. So that is your latest update. Thanks for following along with my voice. Still have kind of some asthma going on. But again, we'll be watching that. Just, could this ramp up? Yes, but it may not ramp up until round one clears or the Storm Prediction Center has a better idea of when round one clears. So stay tuned for the latest on that, and I'll certainly be keeping you posted. So stay tuned and have a great night.